Alright, hi, so another tip of the day for you, and this one is quite relevant because I'm really under the weather at the moment. I've got a really sore throat, and it's because I'm doing a lot of talking lately. I'm just being a bit run down because I've had a lot of big projects on and some things just need to be completed really. So it's very pertinent that I'm releasing this particular step at the moment, and it's because almost at least once a week I have either someone I look after, so maybe a client of mine, or someone who just is, reaching out through Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or whatever, who asks me a question along the lines of, look, I'm getting ill right now, what should I do? And I had someone who I'm kind of mentoring through a process at the start of his business at the moment, reach out to me very recently and say, I'm feeling really ill at the moment, what should I do? And because they gear themselves up to take so much action that it's a case of saying, oh, I feel like I'm now going to let myself down. What do you do when you are feeling really ill and really sick? And look, it's easy when you're well to talk about what you can fight and push yourself through doing when you're ill. The reality is when you're really ill, okay, properly ill, you're not interested in fighting, you're not interested in the hustle, you're not interested in anything other than getting better because you feel pretty grim. And if you're hugging the bowl of your bathroom sink because you're about to throw up, then the furthest thing from your mind is making money or building a business or getting your funnel right. I get that, but here's the thing. Unless you're at that kind of level of illness, in which case you've got to take care, then you're probably not going to be that really that ill. And let's be clear, there's a whole spectrum and everyone's different. But the bottom line is, I've got a really sore throat, so don't talk so much, right? And focus on doing things I can do. Likewise, it sounds like common sense, but it's really quite simple. You've got to look at what you are capable of doing. Keep it low key. If I'm stuck in bed, if I need bed rest, well, then I need to stay in bed, but there's so much more I can be doing. If I'm really pinned to the bed because I've got to rest up because I've been told to do so, not because I'm wanting a pity party, but because I need to rest, well then, it's a perfect opportunity to do some reading rather. It's a perfect opportunity to start engaging with some people online if you need to. There's so many things you can be doing. The mistake I think a lot of people make is say, if I'm ill, should I just stop things altogether? And I don't agree. I think it should be that the amount of work you do, this is simple, but the amount of work you do is inversely proportional to how ill you are. So my point is, if you're not ill at all, you can get on and do 100% of work. If you're tremendously ill, then you end up doing very little work. And it's a spectrum between. So if you're a little bit ill, you can do most of your work. If you're quite ill, then you may be doing a little bit of your work. And that's the way to look at it. It's this very simple approach, but people ask me, Richard, if you're really ill and stuck in bed, what do you do? I tend to read. I tend to reach out to my team and say, could you handle this bit or that bit? I tend to draw on maybe recorded content if I was expected to produce something. I tend to do a lot of my social media and kind of set things up, and it's a good opportunity just to take a different perspective on things. But it's often a case of go learn things, do some reading, and if I'm really low on energy, that's what I'll do. And that's no different really to when you've got the dead time out there. If you're stuck on a train that's delayed or something, that's a perfect opportunity to get a bit of paper out and start working on your next project. It's a perfect opportunity to listen to an audiobook or something like that. So you should never be stuck without an opportunity to learn something or to work on business in some way. It's as simple as that. I wanted to get this out there because it needed clarifying. A lot of people are overthinking this. It's not difficult. If you're really ill, well then look after yourself. But if you can do a bit, then you should do, because then you'll feel like there's a bit of progress for your business that day. Anyway, I hope that helps, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow for the next step.